guys, this is Nick with Geeks with Cash. This is another Nick's Collectables. I am already geeking out over this one. My 5-year-old inner child is like screaming in joy at the fact that I had this guy. This is the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Wolverine. This guy looks amazing just from the box. I am absolutely losing it here. So what you've got here is you've got Wolverine himself here. You've got like him with an angry face. You've got his claws. You've got 2 grippy hands here, and you got 2 fists. The only thing I'm disappointed in this particular release is they were supposed to give him a cigar and give him a way of like holding the cigar and actually chewing on it before they ever released it. And this was kind of back in the day. They're doing a re-release of him too. They pulled the cigar from the packaging on it. I don't know if they just did it for a Western release or if they did it everywhere. But if we go ahead and start flipping this guy around, you can see he's all wah on the side and everything like that. On the back, it almost looks like a freaking comic book. He's all like angry and leaping forward and slashing and beating the living crap out of Deadpool because, you know, it's a fun pastime for him. You can kind of see all the little accessories like down here and stuff like that. They've got them kind of listed on here. On the other side, you got a couple more cool pictures of him and everything like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to get this guy open. We're going to take a look at him. We're going to geek out for a little while. Hang tight. Okay, guys, here he is out of the box. I will admit, I don't think I have ever seen anything with as funky and articulation or as beastly looking as this Wolverine. I mean, he's got muscles on muscles. I just... Like, the amount of musculature on this guy is ridiculous. I mean, looking at his neck alone, it looks like it's about to explode. When you start looking at his chest here, that goes up, and then he's got like a freaking 12-pack almost. When you flip him around on the back, he's got articulation both in the shoulders to kind of allow him to kind of go back a little bit more, but to give him more musculature right here. He's got a little post right here, so you can put him up on a stand, which they supplied with right here. The only thing that looks weird is his hamstrings. He's got this weird dip in here, and I don't really understand what that's for. I can only assume it's so he can do stuff like, you know, this, because you can get like above like 90 degrees and stuff like that on the articulation of his leg. I mean, since we're down here, I mean, you've got forward and back, you've got left and right, you've got articulation in the toe and stuff like that too, right? He looks very classic Wolfie. It's actually a really good looking figure. It doesn't feel quite as solid as some of the Figmas that I've seen, but I mean the actual look and stylization of the character is amazing. I mean, he can bring his arm here, like almost all the way across, which is fantastic. It'll rotate all the way around pretty much on his ball joint. I mean, you can bring his arm down some more. You can bring it up and in here. You can, like, move his wrists and stuff like that. His head moves, like, side to side. It moves down. It moves up. He's got really good articulation there. He does come with a couple of different faces. He comes with his, I'm going to kill you kind of face. And then he has his, I'm pissed kind of face. He even comes with his little claws here, which don't fit in these hands. What you do is you take these hands off and you put these on, and then you just peg in right there. We'll do that here in a minute. He's also got one where he can kind of like, you know, hold a cigar or a cup or something. I'm not really sure where they went with this. You got another one right here that's pretty much the same way. The coloration on them is pretty spot on. I think they look really great. This is a slightly different color than this here, but it kind of matches it. Well, it doesn't really match with the paint job there, but it matches right here. So I don't really remember that from the comics. But I can only assume that they went to some length to get the actual colorization right. The belt here is actually a separate piece. It's actually not one solid piece. And he's got a pretty heavy ab crunch. I mean, when you press down, I mean, he can really crunch down. It's kind of impressive. And you can hear that kind of ratcheting right there. That's pretty indicative of the whole figure. He's got solid ratcheting joints on it. But honestly, I think he looks pretty amazing overall. I kind of want to get him in some shots and stuff like that for you guys. He comes with another weird accessory too that I don't really know what it's for. They have these. They look like they're supposed to attach to Deadpool or something. I mean, here's the sheet. They just kind of stick on the back there, and I don't really know what they're talking about here, but I guess that's something you can do as well. But I mean, if you just kind of take a look at him and rotate him around a little bit, I mean, you can see. If I lift the arm up, I mean, you got good detail here. Matches with the costume, everything kind of lines up right. If you rotate him around, I mean, you got good detail on the back here, where you got the post and everything like that. Really like flared out calves. The boots have really nice detailing. His biceps are just ridiculous. I mean, if you look at these things, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's like, power lifter, bodybuilder put to shame times like, 1.5 million. I mean, it's just ridiculous the amount of musculature that they managed to mold into this figure. And to give him the kind of posability they gave him, I mean, he's probably one of the most posable ones I think I've seen out of my figures. I mean, he can freaking hold some ridiculously idiotic poses that, I don't know why he'd want to hold this dumb pose, but he could. I mean, it's there. I mean, overall. I mean, he holds his weight better than almost most of the figures I've had in a long time. He is super stable. He's very articulated. He's very well detailed on it. If you had the money for him, I'd say when he comes out that you should definitely pick him up. I mean, heck, just the fact that you can kind of get these little guys up here, and then you can take one of these and just be all like, wah! Well, I'm not wahing anything yet. I'm trying to get a friggin' peg in, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm going. There we go. I mean, that looks great. That is phenomenal looking. It looks straight like it came out of the cartoon or the comic or anything. I mean, that looks amazing. Let's get these on him. I just want you guys to see these on him, just to see how awesome he looks with these on. Get the other one in place here. Give me a minute. There we go. So what you do is, much like any of these figures, you just kind of pop these off like that, and he'll be all like, handless and stuff for a little while, and then... Oh, it twisted. Where is it? Come on. This part's a little tricky. I don't know why they did this. Oh, wow. No, it'll fit. It's just awkward. Dang. I might have to pause so I can see this better. No, there it goes. Finally. Get the other one on. Oh my goodness. I know it looks weird with me doing this on camera. There we go. He can all crouch down with these on and be like, rah! Take his face off here. Which actually just kind of pops off like that. It doesn't want to go on the post. Why? Why for you hate me? Don't answer that question. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't think it's on there great, but it's on there. See, he's a rah! And he still looks phenomenal. I mean, look how good that does look on his hands. I mean, that's just fantastic to me. I mean, there's a little bit more joint exposure here than I might want in a figure and things like that, but I think overall he's a great looking figure. He's really easy to play with. He's really easy to take the components off and put them back on. I mean, you saw me struggling with a little bit, but it didn't take very long for me to get them on, and they popped off pretty easily. And everything looks really, really good on him. So I think overall, I mean, if you kind of take the time to kind of play with him a little bit, getting a couple poses and maybe having fight with some things, he'll make a great addition to your collection. Bar none. I think he'll make an awesome addition to anybody's collection that wants to pick him up. So I can't really recommend this guy enough. I think he looks super cool. I'm completely geeking out on him still because I absolutely love this character as a kid, and to get a figure that looks this good is just a joy. It's an absolute joy to have. So yeah, I mean, if you see him, pick him up. He's phenomenal. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.